Lemonade Insurance thinks that Tesla's self-driving cars coming out is so good that they are offering insurance for free. Now, this is a spoof article. It's honestly a real article because it's meant to grab your attention. But what they're talking about is Tesla and Lemonade trying to combine together. Lemonade is trying to jump on the bandwagon of being the tech in the new age of insurance. And yes, they are doing a decent job as far as that goes. The question is this a ploy? Is this another marketing scam to get more investors? Because as we've made several videos on Lemonade, we've seen that they're not positive, right? They've never been positive as far as a company making money, but they are rated well because people have invested heavily into them so that they are supposedly the next trend for insurance. Now, with Tesla coming out with automatic drivers, let's go over the pros and cons. I've dove into a few of these articles to give you what I feel is going to be the actual truth about how the new self-driving cars are going to play in the insurance industry. Number one, I am actually excited for something like this because I have said I don't want to buy another car till it drives me. And if that's the case, I would love that. The opposite is in insurance. Tesla has been one of the most expensive cars to insure, so much so that Tesla's own insurance has been increasing in price. The cost to repair the vehicle, the battery if it's damaged or possibly damaged, we can't touch it because it might explode, and we got to change it $9,000 later, and all of the medical, because the quality of the car is good, but it's not that much different than another vehicle. So all of the repairs and all of the things that happen with that car have shown that Teslas are a lot more expensive to insure. We insure several of them here, and it's been a good fit, but we have to find the right company that fits the right profile. Most people don't take into consideration, am I a homeowner? Do I have other vehicles to insure? What is the risk? Do I have young drivers? All those pieces that play a factor. Do I have a second home? Things like that matter when you're looking for different insurance. That's where Lemonade's going to fall short, and they're not going to capture that great business because their model doesn't have a great fit for the home, the auto. They don't have the motorcycles. They might do pet insurance if you got a pet, but there's a lot of pieces that they're missing that a general insurance company is going to have. Your companies like Liberty Mutual, your companies like Safeco, your companies like Nationwide, your companies like Progressive, they all have those extra products that combine into better discounts. By the way, if you are shopping, I'll link a description below where you can do a quote with multiple companies we're talking about, and then they'll be able to tell you which ones are the best fit. Have a live agent go through it, they'll figure it out, make sure the discounts are correct, and if it's good fit, there you go. The other thing is Lemonade does work with independent agents, so it's not that they're not going to be a good option, it's just that are they competitive? They're trying to grow into the car insurance industry, which, by the way, they just joined, so it's something new to them. Here's the key piece. Lemonade has announced that they have integrated their API for Tesla. So you know that telematics thing where they watch your driving habits? Well, because it's automated, you're probably not going to be a bad driver. So what they're doing is they're taking the data from that. You're going to sign off the rights to that. And they're using that data to show that it's a good driver or a good driving vehicle, which is in turn going to give you a discount. That's something that most customers do on their own through their cell phone or through a plug-in device for their car, where they can get 20 to 30% off if they're a really good driver. Now going forward, this is probably their new vehicle. I think it's called FSD driven miles is what they're calling. The advantage to this is some of the self-assist safety features. I've seen them swerve. Yes, I get it. Tesla has been known for going after a kid and thinking it's a piece of trash on the ground and going after a deer, and that's fixable, right? That's going to be something that they're going to correct, but that's not going to necessarily change the risk of that car specifically to the point to where at night it's not the best driver. It's good. It's probably better than a lot of us out here, but it's not always accurate. Technology fails. So there's the risks that we're taking with some of these cars. So what are the cons to this? Well, here's the four things that we looked at. One, the data, the proof of concept. They're assuming that these new cars are going to be 10 times safer. So they're going to say they're essentially a low cost is what they're really promoting. And in that case, the data has not proven that. It's proven the opposite, where it isn't 10 times safer to drive a Tesla or an automated vehicle. GM's still passing Tesla as far as the automation goes. We'll see soon when all of these start to happen. It's going to be the next 5 years. We're going to start to see those trends. Number two, the liability of these vehicles, who does it fall on? Tesla or the driver? Well, right now it's falling on the driver. And there are times where the driver's still driving the car. Some people don't want the car always to drive. Sometimes you want that feeling, I can drive my car. And if that's happening, the risk is still there. So just because the Tesla's in autonomous mode doesn't mean that you're not going to take it out of autonomous mode. So there is still a liability risk. On top of that, there is a risk for failure. So if it doesn't trigger correctly, or if it pulls off on the road, we've seen 100 videos out there where they just park in the middle. They saw a median where the highway branches off and it saw the cones to stop you, and it just parked there because it thought there was no option. I'm just going to park here where I think it's safe. And a typical person is supposed to pay attention. If they're not paying attention to this, and that's the car's driving itself, then what's the liability risk of that? The third is the high cost of repairing that vehicle. A Tesla is not cheap to repair. They are making them cheaper to purchase, but now you've got labor involved, the safety features involved to replace and remove and change parts on that vehicle. It's going to be a lot more expensive than you would expect compared to just the standard car insurance policy. That also leads me into a bullet point 3.5 is, can Lemonade sustain something like this? If they make this gamble and it's incorrect, they insure drivers who, by the way, it's 90% digital right now. Most insurance agents aren't selling Lemonade as an option because they get it, right? There's Root, there's Lemonade, there's all of these tech ones that we can sell, and they just haven't shown to be the greatest fit to work with. So it's more complicated to work with. There's a lot of questions that customers don't understand, and the education just hasn't been there that in general makes you want to work with that company. Now, don't get me wrong, there may be one day that our agency takes on Lemonade. We've had them in the past, but I still shied away from using them. Maybe it's time to pick them back up and check out and see specifically for you guys to see how much difference a Tesla makes with a company like Lemonade. If we can find the right fit for your home and all of the other things, we've got to play with that. Again, the cost to repair the vehicle is really high. That's why everyone's showing the price. The risk is still there. And then the potential for the PR risk versus reality has never been good. The PR risk is great. Everyone's talking about the car's going to drive itself, the insurance is going to be cheap. That's the way Tesla came out with their own insurance, because it just wasn't the reality of what happened. So it's hard to fulfill those promises, and we're going to just have to find out as the time goes on. If you feel misled, do you want to deal with that company? There's a lot of political stuff with Elon and the cars, and that falls on that company. Now, is the company a great company? Yes. Is Lemonade a good company? They're okay. I don't have gripes against them. They are quick at paying claims. They have their backers, so they're still financially stable, at least today. Part of the reasons I haven't gone all in on them is because there's some possible problems I see down the road. We've got several videos about them. I'll be honest, I actually have stock with them. I bought it back like 8 years ago when I thought they were going to be the hottest thing, and I just haven't sold it. It's not worth selling. It's just keep it. It's going to be something that they're going to go to the moon, or it's going to go to zero. So is this a ploy? Do you think Lemonade is going to be able to insure Teslas at almost a zero cost? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Mark with Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.